and they really have done a terrific marketing exercise to promote this game. This will be their biggest crowd of the season, and you know, they're deserving of getting success on the field as well as off it.
Well, they've got the spoils, we've got the event because the crowd have rocked up. Now we've got a game.
So here we go, Martin Ridyard, who the Toronto coach Paul Rowley will know all about from Lee Centurion's day, gets us underway. Good Friday championship action from West Yorkshire, and we are expecting a cracker. Ashton Sims, how often do we say, is the first man to run the ball up, and he is, and quickly followed by his fellow prop forward Jake Emmett. The crowd very, very close to the picture, and you know, they'll certainly get in the ear of the referee, that's for sure. It's Sims again. Never holds back, Ashton Sims. Ackers at dummy half, and Richard Whiting coming down this near side. Last tackle. Ball will go back to Ryan Briley, and then McCrone, the captain, with the kick downfield. Should be an easy take, and is for Luke Briscoe. That looked like a high tackle. The referee saying fair enough.
I didn't think it was. He's been on fire this year, Luke Briscoe. On top of his game, so you've got a game plan for him. Featherstone deciding to run up the slope, I believe, which they understand the dynamics of this field. For our viewers watching, Featherstone are going up the hill.
Marcus Griffin, the referee, is going to have his hands full for sure today. This is going to be a real arm wrestle. Lockwood for Rovers, Keil Carlisle, and they are a big pack. Connor Farrell, so the younger brother of Wigan's Liam, will be disappointed today. Wigan losing the Good Friday derby with St Helens, and Ridyard with a little kick over the top. That's a good kick, but really well positioned, and a good take from Gareth O'Brien, who impressed, didn't he, on his debut in the win we saw last Friday, when I think Wolfpack will, well, Paul Rowley will certainly, as Toronto get the first penalty. The Wolfpack glad to get away from Rochdale with a win. A touch fortunate, I think. We talked about at the end of that match how important that win could be, but they haven't found touch. Well, go for distance instead of trying to be sure, and that's a real error. If you're a coach, you would be absolutely furious.
That's a coach killer, and you just get your ball out, play the percentages at starts of games, giving Featherstone opportunity. Yeah.
Well, I told you Marcus Griffiths will be busy, so he is. 2 penalties already. Now, do Featherstone go for the 2 points? Having a word with the captain, Ian Hardman, who hands the ball to Martin Ridyard. I think it looks like it's one of those nights, isn't it? It's not raining at the moment, but we had a torrential monsoon, didn't we, for half an hour as we were waiting to come into the ground an hour or so ago. But conditions will be heavy, will be very testing, so you would think early on in this game it's the right decision to try and get points on the board, Brian.
Yeah, I think it is a good decision. John Duff is expecting a tough, close struggle, so any chance or opportunity you get to have points, you've got to consider them at least.
Well, the mistake from the Wolfpack, getting the penalty and not finding touch. Ridyard, right-footed. Well, that one, I think it's hit the post. It's come off the woodwork. And what will the referee say here? It's going to be a drop out from underneath the post. Yeah, it was well taken in the end, I think, by Panel, but look at this. There's a case for a penalty.
Went in with his feet.
He did. I think Powell there was looking at the referee, wasn't he, as if to say, well, come on, but the touch judge, I think it's a touch judge behind the post who gave the dropout.
It's not allowed. That's dangerous, isn't it?
Taken by Keil Carlisle for Featherstone Rovers. He will go to dummy half, and there's a run in. Big man Gareth Hock. He's put on a few pounds, but he's still impressive ball in hand. He does make a lot of mistakes, he gives away penalties, but you do not take Gareth Hock lightly. Hock lining up for the ball again, but it's Brad Knowles. Knowles come up through the ranks.
Yeah, he's a local kid, isn't he?
Yeah, good player, Carlisle, and they go to the right-hand side. Bit of space out there. Davis it is for Rovers on the last tackle. Another penalty. Well, that really is on the last tackle. We talked about coach killers, but that is. Will they go for 2 points? I think they're going to go for the 2 again. Martin Ridyard, who missed earlier on, has now got a chance to rectify the goal that he missed earlier on. Paul Rowley. Discipline has been a problem. I think we talked about this before with Brian Noble, that certainly last season in League One and to a certain extent this season in League Championship, discipline has been a problem for the Wolfpack. It's 2 cheap penalties given away, and Ridyard will try again. If you are just joining us, the big news of the day as far as results go: Toulouse winning in London, London's first defeat. Toulouse are now top of the championship, and Ridyard, having missed from a position about 15 yards back, this time makes no mistake, and with coming up for 5 minutes on the clock here at Post Office Road, first blood to the home side. 2-0, Ridyard with a penalty.
Yeah, first blood on the back of a missed kick to touch and a couple of penalties. Not quite in their rhythm yet, the Wolfpack.
That's a good kick, well taken by Carlisle. Yeah, we talked about the discipline, and it has been a problem for the Wolfpack, hasn't it?
Not overtly. I'm not sure it has to. Certainly there's been some frustrating moments in certain games, but no more than other teams.
Giving away the silly penalties, as you say. I mean, that one on the last tackle, just 10 yards from the line. Discipline will play a part today in these conditions for sure. Great run from John Davis. Yeah, ex-Castleford York Batley has done the rounds. Ridyard with the pass, and now Hardman. Good run from Newman down this near side. Harry Newman, Leeds Rhinos player on dual registration here. There's Towler Papa, and the kick downfield. That's a good kick from Ridyard, and I think ball control and field position is going to be very, very important. And so far, Featherstone have got it pretty spot on. Yeah,
and the dynamics of this field as well. Remember, they know how to play this field, so they'll start the game up the hill because they know the dynamics. If it's flowing, it's in the Wolfpack's advantage. So that's for the challenge for the Wolfpack, to keep the ball in play, to keep the ball moving, to play the ball quickly.
Just explain to our viewers who perhaps don't know what you're talking about, the famous hill, well, on most occasions, but the famous hill here at Post Office Road.
Yeah, well, as you look at the screen, Featherstone are playing up the hill at the moment, but it's also slopes from the top of the left-hand side of your screen as you're watching this down to the bottom as well. So
about 5 or 6 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's quite
pronounced.
Quite pronounced, absolutely. Wait till you get to Batley. That's even more pronounced in a couple of weeks, but yeah, so it's become pretty much a running game and a passing game down the hill, and with the ability to kick the ball long should you be in bother.
Sims, crunching tackle. Really good from Brad Knowles. You like the look of Brad Knowles, don't you? You were talking about him before the game. That's a good break. Yeah, Briley with a little sidestep trying to go through. But Knowles in there again. Ackers and Josh McCrone. First real chance here for the Wolfpack, trailing 2-0 with ball in hand inside the Featherstone half of the field. Emmett for Toronto on the last. The ball will come to Ryan Brierley, who dicks over a little kick, but that's all too easy for Ian Hardman.
But
I think the runners were taken out there.
He was Brierley that kicked the ball.
It was Connor Farrell, I think. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Taken out late, but again, we talked about giving away the penalty on the last tackle, which Toronto did a few minutes ago. That was the last tackle. It was straight into the arms of Ian Hardman, wasn't it? That's a soft error, but a gift for the Wolfpack.
Well, they're dumb penalties.
They are. And here is Ashton Sims. That should be an interesting tussle as well, shouldn't it? Ashton Sims and Gareth Hock. Charge forward from Emmett. The closest that either side has been to the try line with ball in hand. Ackers now will go on his own. Andy Ackers, he scored quite a few tries. It was well read by the Rovers defence in the end. Davis with the important tackle. Ball comes back for McCrone. McCrone with a little kick through, but it's well taken there by Ian Hardman. He gets away from McCrone. The first chance for the Wolfpack has come and gone, Brian Noble.
That was a play-for kick from McCrone for himself. There's an offside play here from the Wolfpack. Bit of a heated debate. There's McCrone's kick, trying to thread the needle. Hardman had it well covered, well positioned.
5 penalties in the first 10 minutes or so of this first half. Ridyard with the kick downfield. He really was a marquee signing, and it's interesting, just Featherstone, they have invested heavily in this squad, where a lot of teams are just happy to take the central funding and use it to run the club, but the central funding is around about £500,000, and Featherstone have put 600,000 into building this squad this year, so that they're having a go, aren't they, Brian?
Oh, they're putting the money where their mouth is, aren't they?
Yeah. Here's Hardman.
Good read.
Up. But over £500,000 on a playing squad for a part-time squad is some investment. Here is Gareth Hock. Explosive when he wants to be, indisciplined when he wants to be. Here's Ridyard now with a little dink over the top. Pressure on Gareth O'Brien.
Gareth O'Brien.
Well, in everything he did at Rochdale, he was excellent. And for me, across the whole of British Rugby League, there's been some terrific signings over the last 12 months or so. Of course, you look at Benny Barber at St Helens as possibly the big marquee signing. But I'll tell you what, the business to sign Gareth O'Brien could be the shrewdest bit of business at this level this year.
Well, we're certainly hoping so. And he was in great position there, wasn't he, to field Ridyard kick.
Interesting as well, the battle between Ridyard and Brierley, who were a partnership.
Yeah, they were a partnership at Lee, weren't they?
Yeah, very much
Coach
so.
Rowley.
On the last. It's been a tough, uncompromising start, and that was forward, it was, yeah. No arguments there. The referee spotted it, and that's a mistake from the Wolfpack skipper, Josh McCrone. So it'll be a turnover, and Rovers will get the ball in good field position, still leading 2-0. Early assessment then of the first 10 or 12 minutes, Brian.
Well, Featherstone have started the game well. They're pounding out that sets up this hill. Forced a couple of late errors on the Wolfpack team. Clearly a long way to go. They've got to maintain that for 70 minutes. I still think the Wolfpack have to get into this game with some rhythm.
We did say Marcus Griffiths, the referee, would be busy. He has been so far. Just the one penalty goal, the difference so far, as Brad Knowles goes through.
Yeah. Good shot.
Terrific shot. Ashton Sims right in the heat of the battle. Rovers trying to run it. Was Kay obstructed there?
Definitely.
There was a case there that Liam Kay was obstructed as he chased the loose ball through. Not spotted by the officials, but certainly spotted by the commentators. On the last.
Yeah, there you go. He was tripped.
Killed Carlisle. Ball goes through to Ridyard. Well, that just came off McCrone. That's picked up. Well, he's given him offside there, Jack Bussey. I think it was, there's a touch is a touch. Let's see if we can have a look at what happened there, because certainly the kick forward, the ball.
Well, here's the kick.
The ball hit man.
He's in front. He's touched the Toronto player and he's in front of the Toronto
in an
player.
offside position, but
well, they're getting a few breaks here, Featherstone. So,
well, can they make it pay? Real pressure. Another good run this time from James Lockwood. Very highly thought of here. Hock with the offload. Getting closer and closer, inching ever closer the Wolfpack try line. Carlisle, Hock on the charge! 1, 2, 3, 4 black jerseys holding up Gareth Hock right on the line. Carlisle will come to this left-hand side. Briley, Hardman joins in, gets away from Briley. Newman looks but slips on the turf. Great defence here from the Wolfpack on the last. Featherstone knocking on the door. Ball goes back this time to Carlisle, and now in the end it's Lockwood who puts the kick through. Knowles rather, and it was an easy take for O'Brien, but a set of 6 that promised much in the end delivered very little.
Well, it was magnificent defence as well, you have to say. So they're testing it, they're pounding out their sets of Featherstone. They'll be pleased. They're going biff for biff here. Boff for boff.
This is good, old-fashioned, Good Friday rugby league. And they are going at it, that's for sure. Both love to run the ball. With that forward again, but Emmett, it was to Sims. Sims did really well to hold on to it.
He had to have the extension arms end to get hold of it, didn't he?
Ball will come back, and the kick upfield. There's a good one swirling in the wind there from O'Brien, but well taken by his opposite number, Ian Hardman. He's been a real servant, Hardman. I remember going back 12, 13, 14 years to when he was playing at St Helens, but what a servant he's been to Featherstone. Had his testimonial last year. Ball out to Newman for Rovers. Midway inside their own half of the field. 2-0, Featherstone lead this big game on Good Friday in the Championship. And there is Tyler Papa back from suspension for Featherstone today. Enjoying this.
It's a good game.
Carlisle again at dummy half. They go the short side. Lockwood on the charge. Ridyard will just use the experience to fire the ball down the sidelines, and another good kick, and they're just trying to.
Got a plan, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They're
They're
trying to rinse all the energy they can out of the Wolfpack and keep turning them round, keeping them pinned back. But John Duffy, the former Swinton coach, who took over last August from John Sharp here at Post Office Road, and he's made a big impression, hasn't he?
He has. Playing a brand of football that the locals are liking.
And he was
brought some good players as well.
Assistant to Paul Rowley as well, wasn't he? But a highly thought of young English coach, John Duffy. Featherstone have made the Super 8s in the last 2 seasons. They've punched above their weight, but they feel that not only can they reach the Super 8s this year, they can make a real challenge to go into Super League next year. Sims, caught high.
Was high, wasn't it?
I don't think there was any malice in it, to be fair. Ashton Sims just getting on and playing the ball. Certainly, if there was malice involved, Ashton Sims wouldn't just get up. He'd be wanting a bit back. Emmett. Sometimes goes under the radar, doesn't he, Jake Emmett? Puts a lot of hard yards, a lot of hard work in. Here is Ashton Sims. Emmett and Sims have been excellent so far in the first quarter of this game. Briley. O'Brien looking for a gap. Good defence from Rovers. Briley again, and here is the aforementioned Jake Emmett. Still a couple of tackles left in this set. They come the short side. Briley looking for a way through for Richard Whiting. Would love to score against his home Featherstone team on the last. Ackers to Briley. Briley with a little kick through, aims for the post, and well, it was bouncing around all over the place.
Try.
Is that a try? Is that a
That's
try
a
there
try.
for Ryan Briley?
That is a try.
He's given the try. Well, the ball was bouncing around all over the place, and Ryan Briley with the kick was the first to react. Featherstone making a complete hash of that behind their own post. Briley was super quick to react, and the Wolfpack get the first try. A quarter of the match gone at Post Office Road.
Fantastic kick, Ryan Briley's aiming for the post. It missed the post, didn't touch the post. The Featherstone player doesn't quite clean it up, and Ryan Briley says, well, I'll have the spoils. Is there a Wolfpack hand in here that causes it? It's off the post. There's the Featherstone flop. Oh.
Now I think what Featherstone are saying, there might well have been a knock-on. There might well have been a knock-on on the line. We'll have a closer look at that for sure.
Well, it's a try.
The try has been given to Ryan Briley. The referee, Marcus Griffiths, had no doubt whatsoever. But I think there may well have been a little knock-on as the ball seemed to ricochet near to the post before the...
Well, it was a good kick. It was a super kick that caused all the confusion, that caused the Featherstone players not to be able to clean it up.
The try was the reward for the kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
The controversy here on Good Friday as Ryan Briley gets the try and the goal. So 6 points to 2. The Wolfpack are in front, but certainly controversy involved in this. Briley with the kick. Now let's see what happens here. Yeah, definite knock-on. Definite knock-on. And I think that's what they were... It was Sam Hopkins, wasn't it?
It was.
And that's what they were complaining about. So 6-2 in favour of the Wolfpack, the try and the goal from Briley, but if they had
both teams have been going hammer and tong, haven't they? In and around the middle, there's no quarter being given here for sure.
Just wondering though, was that a knock-on from Jake Emmett?
No, I think he was complaining about something.
Well, it's been a really good game. This is all that we expected. It was always going to be close, and I suspect that this game won't be decided until the last 5 minutes. That would be the perfect finale for us all to get a real thriller here at Post Office Road. Ashton Sims, outstanding.
Had a big start, hasn't he?
And he's still on. No respite for the big Australian. Macron with the kick downfield. And that's probably the best kick that we've seen from the Wolfpack at the end of a set so far in this match.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Got to rock up the hill.
Created the try,
yeah, of course.
But you know what I mean. 6-2. And there is the penalty. Luke Briscoe, the winger, is looking for a little bit of history. Paul Newlove.
There's the run from Briscoe.
Yeah.
Stanley with the leg tackle, hanging on too long.
Yes, in 1993, Paul Newlove, who started his career here and went to Bradford and made his name at St Helens, scored 10 in 10 consecutive matches for Featherstone Rovers. Luke Briscoe, the winger, has scored in the last 9. Well, we've had some crunching tackles, and we've also seen some decent field play, some decent kicks, a controversial try to give the Wolfpack the lead. Featherstone have got to dust themselves down, and Farrell, he looks like a Farrell, doesn't he? Runs like a Farrell, and he's got a penalty as well. Briley and Whiting there, just hang on a little too long.
Well, he got either side of them, and neither had control of the tackle. Adjudicating, was it Lockwood that went through? Farrell, wasn't it?
Yeah. So another chance here for Featherstone Rovers. It's a Championship Rugby League, and it's very, very best. Top stuff from both, you have to say. Cooper for Rovers. Keal Carlisle. They go to the right-hand side. They run from Brad Knowles right in front of the post. The Featherstone jersey's now getting covered in mud here at Post Office Road. Carlisle and the outside run, and can he keep hold of it, Ridyard? No, he can't. The Wolfpack get it back. He had the ball, Ridyard. It was round his back, and there's a bit of a fisticuffs in front of the post. Foul involved, Riley involved. Now more players coming to get involved. We knew that it would just take a spark to light the touch paper, and we've had the spark, Brian Newman.
Well, we're going to have to find this spot because I don't know what goes on here. As they play the ball.
Well,
what's going on there?
Heads locked. There was Knowles and Emmett. Well, I rather think that Jake
Two
Emmett,
stacks rutting.
Jake Emmett and Brad Knowles may be hearing a little bit more about that.
He's lost his shirt in the process.
Yeah. And what's the referee? It depends what they saw. The referee is stopping the clock. You can have a word with his two touch judges. Of course, we have the benefit of the perfect replay. The referee is just going to rely on the word of his touch judges. But certainly Brad Knowles and Jake Emmett was the start of the spark. What's the referee going to do here? It's a penalty to Featherstone. What he's saying is that the argy-bargy was possibly started by Jake Emmett. He's not very happy with that. And Josh McCrone having a word, just pointing a few things out to the referee as well. The home fans not liking it, but Josh McCrone, as the captain, is quite entitled to clarify things with the referee.
Absolutely, he's absolutely got the right to ask the questions. He's the captain.
Well, I think that may just be the first little incident in this game. I think both sets of players are fired up. They know how important it is, and it is important with a lot at stake. On Easter Monday, Featherstone play Rochdale, but of course the Wolfpack go to Toulouse, and Ridyard puts over another 2 points to reduce the deficit to 2 points. Cracking first half here in the Betfred Championship in West Yorkshire.
There's a left hook on Knowles.
I just wonder whether I think Emmett and Knowles there maybe getting a tap on the shoulder from Mr. Disciplinary Committee in the week.
I doubt that.
Didn't go on report. Mind you, back in. Oh, that's a mistake from the kickoff, and the Wolfpack will get the ball back. Well, that was a terrific kickoff to start with, and I think it may well have been James Lockwood who lost the ball in the air. So Sidlow now with a chance to go right back in the lead. McCrone, 6-4 it is, but if they get a try here off that mistake from the kickoff, what a chance here for the Wolfpack. The wind picking up a pace here at Post Office Road. Sidlow close to the line. Now Briley, and O'Brien with the dummy. Well, it was well read, it had to be. Good tackle there from Ridyard, but Whiting will go over. Will Whiting score?
Will.
Richard Whiting against his hometown club gets the second try for the Wolfpack to extend their lead. He's all smiles. Started his career as a teenager at Featherstone Rovers. In the latter stages of his career, he's starting for the Toronto Wolfpack, and Whiting has scored, and the Wolfpack now lead 10-4. Well, this is the kick-off that caused all the problems.
There's the error. Was it Lockwood or was it Holmes? Oh, he's just got too much on that, hasn't he? He's chipped it back and they nearly made a mess of it, but they pull it back with Buchanan, and here's Whiting coming to the blind side, sees a hole, hard to stop from there, gets the ball down.
Well, there we go. Had to be a good tackle, but very fond of Featherstone Rovers, but he will have enjoyed that try.
He certainly will. Here you go, Richard Whiting on the bounce, gets the ball down, picks out Martin Ridyard takes him over the line with him. Well done, Rich Whiting.
A big kick off the touchline here for Ryan Briley. "33 goals this season for the Wolfpack number 7. Not on this occasion, so it's still a one-score game. And how important that try can prove to be. We've got around 14 minutes to go to half-time here, but he just ghosted through. I think he just used a lot of strength there, but a lot of nous, know-how and experience right now.
Yeah, he can come up with a Blake and Richard, and he's timed his run to perfection there. Made an extra man and a little bit of doubt in the Featherstone left-hand defence. Another smart play from Richard Whiting there.
That's a mistake.
Taking the risk out of that. The minute this ball is kicked from Ridyard, and Whiting smart starts in the field of play. He just puts his foot out. As soon as he touches, that's the right play. Yeah, ball out on the full.
Well, what was it saying about nous and experience? Well, that was just in touch there. Briscoe thinks he managed to get hold of the ball. The touch judge on the far side saying that he had a foot in touch as he took the ball.
Well, they nearly made a mess of another kick, didn't they?
Yeah, we'll try and have another look at that in a moment. That could be important. McCrone and Buchanan now for the Wolfpack, who have this 6-point advantage. Great first half so far. McCrone with a short pass. Well, it looked like he was going to wriggle his way over there, didn't he? Buchanan. Well, we're hearing that Briscoe did have his foot in touch when he took the ball from that penalty. So here come the Wolfpack now with McCrone. O'Brien looks for a gap on the last. Key moments in this match for sure. The Wolfpack leading 10-4. Here is McCrone with the kick to the far side. Whiting!
Oh,
what a try! What a try!
He can come up with a play.
What a homecoming from Richard Whiting. He has been involved in everything. 2 tries in 4 minutes for Richard Whiting. And Toronto Wolfpack take control at Post Office Road. McCrone with the kick. Whiting, wow, what a try.
Well, I called him a leaping salmon 2 weeks ago. Here's the kick, here's your touchline decision. Yeah, his foot's on the touch. You got that right.
Millimetres.
Yeah, millimetres, which gives them the field position. Pound away at the line, and here's McCrone's kick. And here's the leaping salmon. Well, didn't have to leap too much. He got the ball and plonked it down. Well done, Rich Whiting. On Ridyard again.
Whiting with the try. Then Whiting with a nous to take the kick off with a foot in touch, which means it is out on the full. Penalty Toronto. Briscoe takes the ball, can't keep his foot off the touchline. 30 seconds later, Toronto get their 3rd try. Well, the first try that the Wolfpack scored, certainly controversial. Ryan Briley shouldn't have been allowed, but the 2 that Richard Whiting has scored since have been really good individual tries. And Briley puts over the kick, and at 16 points to 4, with half an hour gone, it's Toronto who have seized the grip. Great kick.
Well, it's the catch.
Yeah.
He's done well there, Rich Whiting. You've also got an advantage as an offensive player going towards the ball. It's a difficult catch for a defensive player, so to my mind, don't take the risk. And it came from the last kick-offs, I'm sure. Martin Ridyard won't be trying to replicate that one.
Featherstone unbeaten at Post Office Road so far this season. Their only defeat coming away at London, 44 points to 24. The Wolfpack also losing in London and having that dramatic draw at Barrow. This is the 8th road trip for Toronto, of course, back on home soil at the start of May. The first game in Canada at Lamport Stadium, date for your diaries, Saturday the 5th of May, the Wolfpack against Swinton. Briley with the kick downfield, that's good, splits the fullback and the winger, picked up there by Ian Hardman.
Well, it's a good line and a good chase as well to back Briley's kick up. Rich Whiting leading the chase as well.
Here is Towler Papa looking for a penalty. Not going to get one. 3 years at Cronulla Shark, Towler Papa. Bussey involved with Brad Knowles. It's getting feisty, which it's already been feisty, hasn't it? But this time there is the penalty. Bussey, can't have any complaints there. Lying on in the tackle. Key moments this, I feel, for Featherstone, because they have had a fair share of possession, and I think they'll be disappointed that they haven't come up with any tries so far. But whenever they've threatened, you've got to say that the Toronto defence has been outstanding.
Yeah, got to keep that outstanding tag to their efforts. This is a good Featherstone team.
Matty Wildey on as a replacement hooker for Featherstone Rovers, and there he is at the play the ball, trying to fashion something as they go to the right hand side. The short pass there from Tom Holmes, that was too much, I think, for John Davis. The mistake from Rovers.
Yeah, they're playing hard at the line, aren't they? They're hoping that they can get through, but he spilled his lollies here again. Holmes goes at the line, fires the ball at John Davis, who can't carry the ball in, and we've seen that a couple of times, haven't we, on that right hand side in relation to Featherstone's execution.
Seven minutes to half time. 3 tries for Toronto. That's a mistake on the far side.
Yeah, Greg Worthington's dropped the ball there from the scrum on the short side. Took the one-on-one. Josh Hardcastle's aimed up, along with Luke Briscoe, and
He just lost the ball, didn't he?
He did.
So Featherstone will have another crack, as they're averaging 40 points a game across 2018, Featherstone Rovers. But they haven't been able to breach the Toronto try line so far. Good field position once more. Holmes looking for a way through. Picked there by Davis, who's looking for a way through also. Again, solid Toronto defence. Wilder, they come to the left-hand side. Ridyard, Farrell. Scrambling defence from the Wolfpack again. Couple of tackles left in this set. Holmes now, have they got room on the outside? Briscoe looking for the record-breaking try. He's going to get pushed into touch, tries to get the ball out, does well, does really well. And now it's Ridyard inside for Sam Brooks. Brooks in front of the post, 15 yards out from the line, on the last. Here is Ridyard, digs a little kick through, the slip from O'Brien, still manages to haul the ball in. Well, that was a miracle play, really. He slipped, but that was a great take.
It was great positional play, saved him then, because he slipped. Because he was in the right spot, he handled Ridyard's kick.
Well, he loses the ball, it's a try for Featherstone.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Teasing kick, the slip. Well taken. O'Brien has been excellent again. Dewsbury leading 4-0 against Batley. Looks here, the Wolfpack may have come up with another error. Well, Featherstone are being given every opportunity by Toronto mistakes here. Sidlow it was.
Came off a Featherstone hand.
I think you're right.
Got a decision back there. Definitely came off a Featherstone hand.
Well, after that controversial first try, it shouldn't have been. Maybe that's one in the bank for Featherstone. Can they make it pay? It's the last 4 minutes or so of the half. 16 points to 4. Toronto, they played a really good game in the conditions.
Well, they're looking tough, which is good.
Eventually playing the ball. Holmes now, and Ridyard looking for a way through, but they lose possession once more.
Yeah, it's just that element of execution for Featherstone. They're trying to unprise this uncompromising Toronto defence, and they're trying to do that by playing at the line. And that last-minute ball, John Duffy's frustrated by the amount of times that Martin Ridyard's doing his best and going at the line and
trying to force the play.
Yeah, well, not so much force the play, but that element of skill. It's a really difficult process to catch the ball at the line like that, and you have to be said that Toronto are doing their best to keep them in the game with the amount of ball that, you know, they're dropping in, coming out of their own half.
I've no doubt that the Wolfpack coach Paul Rowley will be absolutely thrilled with his side's defence in this first half.
Yeah, I would be.
Closing stages here at Post Office Road. Betfred Championship Rugby League. Very good, it has been too. Buchanan with the run for the Wolfpack. Ackers at dummy half. Bussey always looking for the ball. Here is the hero of the first half, Richard Whiting. And ball inside for Chase Stanley. Not seen too much of the ball, Chase, in the first half on his debut. Yeah, sensible kick downfield there by Ryan Briley. It'll be picked up 10 yards from his own line from Ian Hardman. I'm sure as well, I mean, Chase Stanley hasn't played for a
I
long
think
time.
he's gone terrific at the start of this game.
Yeah.
I think defensively he's very aggressive.
Yeah.
I think the best compliment you can play him is he doesn't look out of place, does he?
No, I think his goal line defence has been outstanding, Chase Stanley. Not seen much of him with ball in hand, that will come, I'm sure, but defensively he's been a very important piece to the Wolfpack jigsaw.
Well, he can play as well.
There's probably about a couple of minutes still to go. The clock you see on screen isn't the actual game clock, that just gives you a guide because the clock on screen isn't stopped at any stage. I reckon there's about 90 seconds or so to go. Let's see as the ball is picked up by Liam Kay. Good chase.
Conditions of the field will deteriorate as this game goes on. It was soft before the game. You get any more rain, it certainly will as well.
Three tries for the Wolfpack, and there is Stanley with ball in hand. Great run from dummy half, and now Buchanan.
Let's hold up.
Still 60 seconds or so to go, I reckon, on the last. Ball will find Ryan Briley. Just a sensible kick downfield, and that just takes the sting out of it, doesn't it? As he will hope that the clock will run down.
Well, this has been a tough first half. There'll be some sore bodies for sure. Good game of rugby league.
The arm wrestle at the start, Featherstone dominating the early stages, but once the Wolfpack got a bit of field position. They scored the first try in controversial circumstances, perhaps shouldn't have been given, but the two for Richard Whiting, who you see in your screen there, both outstanding tries, and those tries, the big difference for all the ball that Featherstone Rovers have had in one of the most potent attacks in the Championship. They've not been able to breach the Wolfpack defence. Great tackle.
Wow. Adam Sidlow had a mission there, didn't he?
Yeah. As soon as the ball came out, Adam Sidlow knew exactly what he was going to do. So caution to the wind here in the closing stages for Featherstone Rovers. Cooper it is. Does well. Maybe one play. Ridyard with the pass. There is the hooter. So this is the last play on the far side. Josh Hardcastle is brought down. And the referee will say, that's it, thank you very much, for a thrilling first 40 minutes, which sees the Wolfpack leading by 16 points to 4. A controversial try from Ryan Briley, but then two terrific scores from Richard Whiting. The Wolfpack with the lead, deservedly so. Some great defending to keep one of the top scorers of the Championship tryless in the first half is some achievement.
Yeah, but it's been a super competition, hasn't it? Both teams are putting everything in there, grouping up to go back into the sheds and see what do we have to do in the second half. Featherstone will talk about having the slope and different style of play that they'll have to break open this Wolfpack defence.
Well, the Wolfpack hero in the first half, Richard Whiting, he's talking now with our reporter Matt Shaw.
Richard, 2 tries for you and a big performance so far for the team. How pleased are you with that performance?
Pleased, but we've still got improvements in us. We started a bit sloppy, didn't complete our sets, gave away silly penalties, and as we've got those out of our game, we've got a bit of a grip of it. But I know Featherstone will come again hard at the beginning of this second half, so we need to make sure we're back on.
Plenty of aggressiveness shown from both teams. Is this the most physical game you've played in this season?
I'd probably say not. I think some of the conditions that we've played in already this year have probably made the games more physical than this one, but this is physical and it's fast, so it's quite a tiring game, but we're conditioned for playing these kind of games as well. So
thanks, Richard.
No issue, mate.
Inside Wart, Limbombe! Oh yeah! Chance to equalise, and Orlando Sarr takes it. Went beyond Akramafi. Oh, what a goal! What a fantastic goal to equalise!
The Belgian Pro League playoffs on Free Sport.
They shoot and they score. 1 second remaining on the power play. Here's Wellman. Oh, what a laser beam.
The Swedish Hockey League playoffs on Free Sports.
Don't miss the cracking Easter mega deals at Curry's PC World. Save £110 on this Beko washing machine. This 8 kilo is just £189. The 9 kilo model is £30 more. Save £110 on this Lenovo tablet with a 10-inch Full HD screen and Dolby speakers. Now only £189. Plus, we have interest-free credit available on hundreds of products. So you can get the tech you really want. Apply online or in-store today. At Curry's PC World will help you get it right. Don't miss the cracking Easter mega deals at Curry's PC World. Get our lowest ever prices on this range of Sony audio, cameras and 4K TVs. Save up to £120 on these smart Sony 4K ready Ultra HD HDR TVs with a 5-year guarantee from just $599. Save up to £50 on selected Sony cameras. This new Sony mirrorless is only £399. Half price installation on Bosch and Neff built-in appliances. That's the UK's lowest price from any major retailer, just £44. And save £170 on this Dyson Lightball Animal with powerful suction. Great for homes with pets. At Curry's PC World will help you get it right.
Okay, Sarah, you have exactly 1 minute.
Okay, get in the raft, paddle the fox across. No, and I can only take one of them at a time. Drop off the chicken, come back for the fox.
Would that work?
No, that won't work with the gale 9 blowing in. turbine. Rotate it and then pitch the blades out of the wind.
Problem solving is a key skill that will set you up for your future career. Learn more with Barclays Life Skills.
So, what are we here for?
Inspiration. Here we go. What do you see?
Rush hour?
All under one roof. Your home and car insurance on one policy.
Just one renewal date.
And another great deal for customers.
Genius! Let's name it after this place.
We'll call it Multicover.
Multicover?
Get your Multicover deal at Admiral.com.
Freezer and tumble dryer, just £199 each. Plus, get a free £10 voucher when you spend £100. Go Argos.
I'm Dan, and I'm his data self. He's a physical manifestation of my financial history. He's what companies see when they're deciding whether to offer me credit. And if I need a loan or a credit card, he'll show me what I can get. To us.
To us. Yeah.
He even helped us move into a bigger place.
We needed the space.
Get to know your data self with Experian.
No. The treasury's being robbed.
Listen, lady, we're about to be crushed by the biggest storm of the century. I don't think you know what that means.
Hell of a day, ain't it?
And welcome back to Post Office Road. Stuart Pike and Brian Noble with you to guide you through what should be a fantastic second half. The Toronto Wolfpack with the edge, leading by 16 points to 4, scoring 3 first half tries, 1 controversial certainly, but 2 from Richard Whiting were exceptional. Batley and Dewsbury in another evening kick-off in the Championship, a lot of 4 points apiece. The big news coming out of the Betfred Championship on Good Friday is the first defeat for the London Broncos, losing 36 points to 16 at home to Toulouse. And Toulouse are now the outright leaders of the Championship, and the Wolfpack will play in Toulouse on Easter Monday. Brian Noble.
You'll be there, won't you, Stu?
I will be there. Looking forward to it.
Let's hope the temperature's a bit higher than it is tonight. Somebody told me that Beast on the East fella are gone. I'll tell you what, he's back here in Featherstone tonight.
Cold in West Yorkshire. The Rugby League has been pretty hot in that first half for sure. Been really, really good. The Rovers out for the start of the second half, and here come the Wolfpack. With the referee, Marcus Griffiths, and his hands full in that first half for sure, and not more so than the awarding of the Wolfpack's first try, but 16-4. Just wondering, as Gareth O'Brien gets us underway, what perhaps Paul Rowley will have been saying.
Well, pretty much more of the same, and don't put yourselves under pressure. You're going to have to look after the ball a little bit better in this second half in relation to going up the slope. But you shouldn't distract away from the way you should play. I think Featherstone will be buoyed. They clearly decided to run up the hill for a reason. They know how to play this field.
We think that
Clear
Frankie
intention.
Mariano and Brad Knowles, two Featherstone players without numbers on their backs, changing their shirts, but we'll get that confirmed by our touchline reporter, Matt Shaw, I'm certain. Good kick, but safe as houses. It really is an old sporting cliche. What a crunching tackle that was! Davis on Gareth O'Brien, but O'Brien doesn't miss much, but I shuddered up here.
It was a fantastic catch in the first place to make up the ground and take it the way he did, and then meet John Davis on the return journey with a whooshka tackle.
Hardcastle with the tackle. But we think that it's Hardcastle and Mariano have no numbers on their backs. Good kick downfield. That was just clever play at the start of this second half. Andy Ackers. I think there's no doubt that we're talking about what the respective coaches were going to be saying. But interesting hearing what Richard Whiting said as he was coming off during his interview at half time, that they know that Featherstone are going to come out absolutely firing. This first 10 minutes is going to be vital. I feel if Featherstone score next, it's game on. Another try for the Wolfpack in the early stages of the second half, and it's a long way back for the home side. Holmes feeds the scrum, and the run from Taula Papa. 36 years of age, plenty of experience. And that experience wins a penalty, the first penalty of the second half.
This is interesting. I think he clean dropped it, but the referee didn't, and that's his the one that counts.
Yeah, Ridyard with the kick. Let's have a look. Difficult to tell. Yeah. Oh, Mariano, when he goes without the ball.
They've been guilty of that a fair bit, haven't they?
They have gone without the
ball. You know
ball.
what Coach Duff will be saying? You're going to get one soon, you're going to go straight through. I think he was half tackled, he was half disrupted. Mariano gets on the inside of Ackers' shoulder, and Adam Sidler slightly in front of the line there. So that's where the hole was.
Yeah, well, Frankie Mariano is one of the Featherstone Rovers players who hasn't got a number on their jersey. The man who can solve the mystery on the touchline is Matt Shaw.
Yeah, well, I hope I can help you here, Stuart, because there are 3 Featherstone players with no numbers on the back. They are Hardcastle, Mariano and Brad Knowles. Another thing to watch out for is some really fascinating exchanges going on the touchline. You remember in the first half, there was an incident between 2 players. That was indeed Brad Knowles and Jake Emmett. Now, those 2 have been substituted, but they have been going at each other with a verbal war of words all the way during their times on the bench. That'll be a fascinating battle when they come back on the field.
Well, you keep an eye on it down there, Matt, and we'll keep an eye on it up here. Yeah, they certainly did go at it. And, great, brilliant dummy there. That's superb from Ackers. He's got McCrone in support if he needs him. Ackers go to the left-hand side. Well, he went the wrong way. He went the wrong way. Well, what a break it was from the young hooker, but he chose the wrong option. What a chance gone, and what a let-off for Featherstone Rovers.
They blew it. Brilliant break for starters. He's gone. He's got McCrone on his inside every day of the week. Have a look, Andy, have a look. And he didn't look because there was a player in front of Liam Kay as well.
Well, you and I were calling it, weren't we? Inside ball to McCrone.
Well,
it's under the post. It's 6 points, and it's possibly game over, that, Brian.
No, not so early in the game.
22-4, it's a big way to come back. But it's only 16-4. Ackers with the good, the bad, and the indifferent. The brilliant break, and chose the wrong option. So a let-off as Ridyard puts the kick downfield for Rovers. Picked up by Liam Kay. And wins the penalty.
Took his leg beyond the horizontal.
Yeah. No argument there. No argument from Ridyard either.
No. And both players acknowledged it straight away, didn't they? Here we see.
Former teammates as well.
There you go.
thought you were going to catch that. It was coming towards you.
Didn't want to blemish my career record of no knock-ons there, Stu.
Well, you may remember in our broadcast at Rochdale last Friday, we were talking about Brian Noble's disciplinary record and how many times he had been sent off, and we vowed to investigate and solve the mystery, and we think we have, Brian. The answer is
7.
7
mistaken identities, Stuart.
Knock on. Yeah. I don't think anybody could ever mistake Brian Noble on a rugby league field, for the older viewers who are tuning in. So Batley leading 10-4 against Dewsbury. Another evening kick-off in the Championship. Halifax and Barrow is the other match which is going to be played tonight. Here we've had 6 minutes of the second half. Toronto still leading by 16 points to 4, but really should be 22 points to 4 up. Acker's brilliant break, but choosing the wrong option when he could easily have put McCrone in for the try under the post. Here's Farrell. He does look like he runs like his brother, doesn't he? Unmistakable. Connor Farrell. Ridyard with the offload. Holmes one-handed now, and great pick-up there by Briscoe off his bootlaces. Still Luke Briscoe looking for the try. The Featherstone winger, which would equal a club record of scoring in 10 consecutive games. Holmes feeds Davis. Davis has been in the thick of the action for Featherstone.
He's definitely not scared, is he?
No, absolutely. Holmes again. Ridyard, they go to the far side. Farrell looking to get the ball away. Well, they nearly made a mess of that. Kick towards the try line, and O'Brien's across again.
Brilliant.
He reads it so well, doesn't he? His field position for a fullback is exceptional.
Yeah, it's not a bad kick either. And this is what Featherstone want to achieve. They want the ball down here. Here's Hartman's kick, and he's got to go sprint on the ball there, as O'Brien and does.
Yeah, as one fullback to another, Ian Hardman will appreciate what Gareth O'Brien has done for the Wolfpack. Just to remind you, live coverage of Toronto in the south of France against Toulouse on Easter Monday.
Well, there's a win for Featherstone in relation to limiting the yardage that the Wolfpack have achieved.
Kick-off is 1:30 UK time in Toronto on Easter Monday. We're all looking forward to that. There's one of the men with no numbers, Josh Hardcastle. And another penalty, this time it's Buchanan penalised. Just holding on a little bit too long in the tackle. And you feel it's now or never for Featherstone. Still haven't been able to breach this Wolfpack backline. Here's Davis with the charge towards the line. 16-4, Toronto in front. Wildy at dummy half. Ridyard gets the ball out for Farrell, coming in on the charge. Knocking on the door once again. Wildy trying to go on his own there, throwing the dummy, well read again. Briley was in there, and so was Powell. Worthington defends for the Wolfpack now. Well, he tried to get the ball out there. That came off Kay, but the referee will say it came off the hand of Liam Kay, and it will be a scrum down. Just confirm that. Here we go.
I think so. There's the ball. Hardman trying to promote it. Knocked forward by Liam Kay.
Ronnie Matua just receiving treatment. Paul Rowley, the Wolfpack coach, can be very pleased with what he's seen so far, but as we mentioned, these are really important moments. Featherstone know, of course, playing down the slope in this second half. famous Post Office Road slope. Howell with the run for Featherstone, 16-4. The home side trailing here. Holmes now looking to set something going. Ridyard for Briscoe. Is this the moment? Briscoe going for the try, and he scored. And there is a record for Luke Briscoe, who scores for a 10th consecutive game, and he equals the Featherstone record going back to 1993, set by the great, the legendary Paul Newlove. What a moment for young Luke Briscoe, the former Leeds Rhino. It's got Featherstone back in it, but it's a moment of history at Post Office Road.
Well, it's a great finish from him. He still had it all to do. Holmes comes to this top level and finds Ridyard, who releases Briscoe at the end there. Kay can't wrap him up and he plonks it down. Great finish from Luke Briscoe. Goes at the line. Ridyard gives him an early chance to run it. Just too strong. Got the ball down.
Oh, what
finish.
What a moment for the young man, Luke Briscoe. What a story. Way back in 1993, Paul Newlove scored in 10 consecutive matches for Featherstone Rovers. And the 25-year-old Luke Briscoe has just scored his 16th try of the season. And he will go to Rochdale on Easter Monday, looking to break that record outright as Ridyard. Well, that got caught in the wind from the touchline, but Featherstone are back in it. They've reduced the deficit to 8. But what a moment for that young man, Brian Noble.
Brilliant. Well done, Luke Briscoe. He's been playing well all year, runs out of dummy half, gets the team rolling forward, and when he gets an opportunity in and around there, boy, he's hard to stop.
Well, it's taken Featherstone 50 minutes to breach the Wolfpack defences, but they're back in it. And I wonder, Brian Noble, if come the end of the match we're going to look back on that moment 4 minutes into the second half that Andy Ackers broke clear and had Josh McCrone on his inside to go under the post and chose to go the other way. Will that be a game changer? Let's see. Rovers back in it, 8-point ball game. Well, we said that this is the very best of the championship, and we've had 2 huge games today, with Toulouse winning in London and this one here. But this is, it's quality. It really is.
It's a good game of rugby league.
And here comes Featherstone again. The run from Luke Cooper. On the last, midway inside the Wolfpack half. They go back to Ridyard. Another test of this for O'Brien. Well, never in doubt, was it? Gareth O'Brien, never in doubt. Certainly,
player.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Whiting scored 2 tries. Sims and Jake Emmett have been immense, but certainly an early contender for man of the match is Gareth O'Brien. Brian Noble will make his decision a little later on. Emmett's involved.
A little bit of leg lifting there, I think.
Yeah. Let's have a look, see what happens.
There's a leg.
Yeah,
there's the lift.
Going high on Chase Stanley, wasn't it?
It was.
But Stanley not too impressed. He's had his problems with injury as well throughout his career, Chase Stanley. Swapping the sunshine of Sydney.
Well, I think this is Toronto's first goal in this part of the field, this second half.
Yeah, consistently with ball in hand, they've had that one attack, haven't they? That break from Ackers, which failed to result in a try, but with ball in hand, they have been on the back foot, and it's what they expected. Emmett. Look forward to Emmett and Brad Knowles against each other in this second half for sure. Oh, brilliant there from O'Brien, and he was nearly through again. The little dummy, the show and go from Gareth O'Brien, well. And another penalty, and Featherstone can't have too many complaints there.
No, he was holding him down because
Ian Hardman using all his experience, hoping he could get away with that. 8-point ball game. What can the Wolfpack do here? Hopkins. Ackers now at dummy half. The ball comes to this left-hand side, and Worthington can't get the ball away. O'Brien it is who's down.
We're going to see what happened there. It's as he's passed the ball, something's happened. I don't know what it is.
Here we go. McCrone found O'Brien.
That was a shoulder charge.
Yeah, it was Tom Holmes, wasn't it? Scrum half. It was a shoulder charge.
And you're defenceless once you pass the ball like that, so they're not great, those, Stuart.
Well, O'Brien's all right. What's the decision, though?
It'll be a penalty, I would think.
I think it is going to be a penalty. Now then, an 8-point ball game. Do you go for 2 or do you go for 4? Coach Noble, what's the decision?
Well, I'd play on. I'd go for 6 if they can kick the conversion. I presume they can get over the line. I just think they haven't had much ball up this part of the end of the field, and to give Featherstone give yourself an uphill challenge down here, I'd probably stay up here.
Yeah, I think they've decided they're going to actually go for the 2, though. Discretion the better part of, I think, as far as Toronto is concerned, just to perhaps get some points on the board in this second half. It's
not a bad decision. I'm not saying it's a bad decision.
So Ryan Briley, just to extend that lead, give the Wolfpack a little bit more of a cushion. And there it is, 18 points to 8, Brian Noble.
Yeah, on the back of a penalty. First attacking opportunity for the Wolfpack, other than the Ackers break. And you have to say he's defenceless, is Gareth O'Brien, so it's a deserved penalty. 2 points on the board. Take a bit of sting out of this Featherstone team that were on a roll, that had all the ball at what they would consider is the right end of the field.
Hopkins on the charge. Here's Ashton Sims. I think that may have been another shoulder charge, offside. Well, a bit of both. That was Brad Knowles. Offside, but there may have been a bit of shoulder involved as well. What do you think of the standard of the championship that you've seen so far in 2018?
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? It's been very entertaining, tough games. It's a tough division.
The Wolfpack been surprised by the quality of the opposition?
No, not at all. You've got to understand that the Wolfpack's had an element of disruption at the start, with people leaving and a few injuries, and we understood fully. But what we also understand, and what the Wolfpack understand, is it's about how you're playing probably at the back end of the year as well. That's as important, and this team will get better and better.
Sims, McCrone, O'Brien on the charge. Greg Worthington, good defence from Davis. Little kick forward, that came off a shin, a Featherstone shin, but I think it was it was ball played man rather than the other way around, so Rovers will get the ball back.
Adjudicating that the Featherstone player didn't play at it.
The ball, from what I've seen as well, some of the rugby that we've seen has been really, really good. Just confirming,
I don't think he played at it.
No. But how are we already seeing, if we like, a breakaway at the top of the championship with Toulouse and London and Featherstone and the Toronto Wolfpack? Are they going to be the 4 teams competing in the Super 8s at the end, do you think, or will Lee have a say?
Yeah, Lee will have to have a say. Their quality, anybody that can put a run together will have a say. Well, there's a 5-point break between those top 4 right now, as we're situated now, in the division. So, it's going to take a big effort from the other teams to do that.
Ashton Sims, a little over keen. penalty to Rovers. Did you feel that Lee are possibly the only team that could break the 14 cartel that we have at the top at the moment?
Well, no, I think Halifax would have something to say about that, and I think Backley and Dewsbury in their own times are. So I think it's far too early. I think if the division continues in the way it is, then clearly, the top 4 look like, or maybe top 4 or 5, and then even in the Super League, you're seeing that the bottom 4 take apart.
We can't have any complaints there. I've got to say, Emmett and Hopkins, I think the referee was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and still they were holding on. So 18 points to 8, and still some defending to do here for the Wolfpack. Lockwood it is who takes the ball up on the first play, wildly at dummy half. Misses out the dummy runner. Ridyard looking for a way through, but Chase Stanley on debut, his defence has been exceptional, and yet again read the Ridyard run. Cruncher again from Sims on Brad Knowles. Wilder goes from dummy half, and that was well run again. Good defence here from Toronto, but Featherstone now with Lockwood. Lockwood looked for Wilder. Can he go through on the last? He stopped on the line. Desperate defending here from the Wolfpack. Ridyard now. Little kick through, and that was a poor one. That was a poor one, you have to say.
Enthusiasm.
From Ian Hardman, yeah.
Ian, he's just.
I think Rovers were up there, and all the fizz. It just became very flat, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's from the 20-metre mark as well, so it's a 7-tackle set here.
Yeah, fizz to flat for Featherstone.
It was fizz as well, wasn't it? Duffy not happy with the end to the set. So crucial and so important.
Just reminding you, Featherstone unbeaten at home this season. This is an immense effort so far from the Wolfpack. Okay, dummy half. That's okay. The referee says. Luke Briscoe with the tackle. Ashton Sims. Well, Sims just having a little look at John Davis there. He comes up for more though. He wants it again, doesn't he, Ashton Sims? Ball spread with O'Brien. O'Brien through now. Has he got the legs? Gareth O'Brien. He's got support inside if he needs it from Briley. Briley will score. What a try. What a try. And that could be the match winner. And if it is, what a try to win the match. Gareth O'Brien showing his true class with the break. And Ryan Briley, who's one of the best poachers in the game, scores a terrific try. His 4th of the season. It may be the most important, and it may well win this match.
Go, Gareth O'Brien. He picked a hole, he exploded through it. Look at Ryan Briley going the inside. Johnny Pownell as well finds Briley and finishes it under the sticks. A superb score for the Wolfpack, who were under the pump being bashed around, and 2 of their speedsters get the game on the front foot. It's O'Brien through a hole, and it's Briley under the sticks. Great score.
In games like this, a moment of magic, more often than not, will make all the difference. That was a moment of magic from Gareth O'Brien. I think he's making your choice for man of the match pretty simple. We'll see a little later on.
Well, there's plenty of time to go here. There's 20 minutes, plenty of time for Featherstone to come back. Please don't think this game's over, Stu. It's a bit presumptuous, that, mate. They're a good team, Featherstone. They know how to play this ground and this.
Well, is this going to be 16 points for Ryan Briley with the kick in front of the post? Richard Whiting with the other 8. 22 points to 8. Kick to come. It's a long way back with just 18 minutes or so to go. So Briley converts his own try, as he did in the first half. 24 points to 8. 16 points. The personal tally so far for Ryan Briley.
Yeah, He's on his game tonight. His defending got in the way defensively as well. Here's the break. Watch Gareth O'Brien. He's off. Goes the inside of Ridyard and the outside of Newman again, I think. And look at that, takes off. The speed of Pownall and Ryan Briley in there. Had to reach back for the ball as well.
Well, Featherstone have given it everything. Absolutely everything in this second half. But it's testament to the way that the Wolfpack have performed defensively from minute one, really outstanding. Just that one blemish with the try from Luke Briscoe. Record equaling try for Luke Briscoe for Featherstone Rovers, but
Sims has put his hands up tonight, hasn't he?
Well, it's 3 tries. They've got to score 3 converted tries in the last 16 or 17 minutes. May well have been high. Bussey complaining. O'Brien again, man on the end. Let's have a look.
Adjudicating a high tackle.
Shot. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, you can't do that to somebody's head.
I started to take a penalty count at the start of the game, and I got up to 10, and I've lost count.
I watched the game this morning with 30 odd.
Yeah, there was an NRL game between Cronulla and Melbourne. 30
the referee had fallen out with his wife. He was blowing the whistle every time.
There's been a fair few tonight. Referee Marcus Griffiths may well have got one thing wrong in awarding the Wolfpack the first try, but to be fair, I think the rest done pretty well tonight. 2 tough, uncompromising teams going after each other, hammer and tongue. Yeah. Just tell Hopkins to go back and play the ball. Yeah,
must have called held the referee.
Yeah, he had called
it quick.
He did.
A decent offload, wasn't it?
Emmett stopped just outside the 20. McCrone, O'Brien. That came off a Featherstone hand. It's 6 to go. Play on. There's O'Brien down again there in back play. He's been in the wars, Gareth O'Brien. He is. He's down, receiving treatment in back play, as you can see. But here come the Wolfpack looking for another try. 24 points to 8. May well be a head injury for Gareth O'Brien. I think that's why the referee is stopping play.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because he came into the line again and then he's down again. So my suspicion is that there's something gone on there.
Yeah. It looks like he's taken a blow to the back of the neck, doesn't it?
Well, that can be from whiplash. We can't see. Let's have a look here. So the ball's gone.
No, he just
buckled at the going, didn't he?
Yeah, he just gone down awkwardly. No foul play.
No, I don't think so.
The referee doing the right thing, stopping play just to make sure Gareth. He's been in the wars, hasn't he? O'Brien tonight. Thankfully, he's on his knees. He looks like he's okay. It'll take a lot to get him off the field. And they're just saying it is. He's just saying it is a head injury. So I think that's the only thing that would get Gareth O'Brien off the field is a blow to the head. Now, what's going to be interesting, sort of looking forward, how heavy a blow Gareth O'Brien has taken. If he's going off with a head injury, they've got a huge game coming up against Toulouse on Easter Monday, and the Wolfpack will not want to play that game without Gareth O'Brien. So that's certainly one to look out for, as Toronto looking here for another try. Still 15 minutes or so to go. Well, here is McCrone. McCrone does well. Across the line he goes. It's good to see Blake Wallace back on the field. Such a star for the Wolfpack in their debut season in League One, Blake Wallace. He's on. Little kick through there. And it's well taken, had to be as well.
Talapapa grounded the ball and goal.
Yeah, Talapapa.
So in theory, 6 more plays for the Wolfpack unless they can get it back. Another great kick from Ryan Briley. Been on his game tonight.
Yeah, we'll get some news on Gareth O'Brien as we can. He's clearly gone off for an assessment on a head injury.
Yeah, I think he was conscious all the time, and
yeah,
I just think he's had a little
precaution.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
I'll say the Wolfpack won't want to go to Toulouse without him, that's for sure. Richard Whiting looking for a hat-trick, playing against his hometown club. Acker's ball comes back now for... Oh, the charge now for Hopkins, and he dropped the ball. Well, it looked like he was through. It looked like he was through.
Did he drop the ball?
Went without it.
He dropped it.
Yeah. We're just seeing Gareth O'Brien go off the field. For me, the Wolfpack man of the match. Looked a little worrying though, he had a head injury. Let's join our reporter Matt Shaw with an update.
Yeah, not good news on Gareth O'Brien. He's having a concussion assessment test at the minute, although Toronto are not confident that he will come back in the remainder of this game, so it's unlikely we will see Gareth O'Brien again in this game.
Well, with the scoreline 24 points to 8, there's no point risking it, is there? I think what Coach Paul Rowley will be thinking is let's just get him right to play at Toulouse on Monday, Brian.
That's what I'd be thinking. But I think this game with 15 minutes left, Featherstone will still be hoping to get themselves back with the foothold in this game, but they're going to have to fight again a very resilient Toronto team tonight.
We talked about the fizz and the flat of Featherstone. I think that the Wolfpack performance has also taken the fizz out the crowd. It silenced the crowd very early. There really can be an influence here at Post Office Road. That's a great, huge hanging kick. That's a brilliant take as well. What a take from Wallace, terrific.
Well, it's something to come onto the field and get yourself back into the occasion. Great dummy half run here.
Oh, and
great
Kay's away. Now, has he got support? And he has. Kay has the ball off, and this is going to be a try for Johnny Pownall. Surely he's not going to be caught. Pownall still going. Oh, he's got it. Amazing tackle. I think it was Briscoe who got back there to deny Pownall, but surely this time dive in for the ball, and he's short. Well, Pownall there, just it looked like his legs literally had got stuck in the mud.
He was gone, wasn't he? And then he wasn't gone. Was it Briscoe that caught him?
Well, I think it was.
Has he given a penalty here to Wolfpack, the referee?
I'm not sure what he stopped play. I think there's an injury in back play. But here, just have a look at this. It was Kay with the initial break from dummy half.
Great break, isn't it? Giving somebody the see you later, the big left hand, and then it's Johnny Pownall.
You just thought Pownall was going to score.
It's Briscoe that's chasing him down, isn't it? It's Briscoe. Fabulous effort from him.
Yeah, with 12 minutes to go, what may be a lost cause, that was a magnificent chase from Briscoe. Pownall just didn't have the legs. Brilliant tackle. But a penalty was given for holding on in the tackle, and there's no doubt this time that the Wolfpack will go for the 2 points, which will just confirm this victory.
Manage the game, another game in 2 days, 3 days. Manage the game. Take a minute off the clock, take a goal kick.
Tough old game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Uncompromising. There's been some ferocious tackling. And
both teams have got stuck into each other for sure.
Just had the feeling that the Wolfpack have had the edge as far as skill with ball in hand, and surprisingly they don't lose very many here, Featherstone, but Toronto have dealt with the conditions a lot better than the home side as well. Ryan Briley then, already 16 points to his name. midway between the sticks and the corner flag. It's off the post, but Rovers come up with the ball. I think Briley will be disappointed with that.
Yeah. There's the kick.
Just seemed to hook the ball off his boot, didn't he? And it was well read by Martin Ridyard.
Yeah, he did well, Ridyard.
I think Rovers will be disappointed, to be honest. They had such high hopes of turning over Toronto here.
That's a great carry.
Brilliant. Hock, isn't it?
Yeah. Drop.
Time ticking on Featherstone Rovers here. Here's Ridyard. Does well. Lockwood pass out to the far side. Farrell's there and Newman as well. Little high kick. That, I think, was a knock on. Yeah, it was. Yeah, knock on. Referee saw it, we saw it, the crowd
He was in
saw
good
it.
position, wasn't he? It's a turnover. It's not a scrum. Shape up, everybody. It's a turnover. They're all wanting to walk to a scrum. Kill a little bit more time. There's the knock on.
I guess it'll mean a lot to the Wolfpack to have Blake Wallace back on the field as well.
Definitely, he's a fabulous asset to have in your team. Particularly, you lose a player like Gareth O'Brien, and his first opportunity was to really have to catch a big one, wasn't it?
Well, if Gareth O'Brien is doubtful for Monday at Toulouse, the game, of course, you can see live. There isn't a bad replacement in QLT, who lost his place to O'Brien. Suspicion of a forward pass there. There he is, all wrapped up warm. QLT may well be involved in Toulouse at the weekend. Oh, that was a good take. It was the kick from Briley, but I think they're going to win the ball back as well. Well, that's a tough call. I have to say that was a tough call. Dragging into touch, but I'm not sure that the tackle had been completed there. It'd be interesting to have another look at that. McCrone saying you didn't hear the shout of held.
Well, he hasn't gone to ground. He hasn't found the ground with the ball.
No, he wasn't held.
Still moving.
Yeah.
That's a tough call.
Good kick downfield. Less than 10 minutes to go. The Wolfpack leading Featherstone Rovers by 24 points to 8. On a chilly night in West Yorkshire. The tap from Hardcastle. Holmes, Ridyard. Now there's some space on the far side. Newman it is. In the gloom over on that far side, it's quite dark over there. Well, another penalty. The penalty count is very, very high. Another stoppage in play, but you feel now, Brian, that it's job done for the Wolfpack.
Well, job done when the final whistle blows. Remember, the clock doesn't represent, there might be 9 or 10 minutes left here.
Paul Rowley. Next to his dad, Alan, on the left-hand side with the glasses. Great servant to rugby league down the years at many clubs, Alan Rowley.
Yes, Johnny Pownell that's
Looks
down.
like Pownell, yeah.
It is, yeah. I don't know whether he got a boot, an accidental boot to the head here, so there's an elbow in his mush for starters. From his
teammates, it looked like.
Yeah, it did.
Featherstone Rovers, who've invested heavily this year. Success for Rovers would be a place in the £1 million game. Success for Toronto would be a place in the £1 million game.
I was about to say when you said that. success for anybody in this division is to get into the £1 million game.
It'd be interesting if it was played in Canada. Oh, great pick-up there from Holmes, it really was. Under pressure as well.
Off his bootlaces.
Yeah, it looked like one hand, one bounce there, didn't it? The old game of cricket. Is that an error? Well, the Wolfpack have got the ball back. Well, it could be against the Wolfpack. It looked initially as if James Lockwood had lost the ball for Featherstone, but the referee saying it went backwards.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one, this. He's saying... It's not that one, that's the pick-up of his bootlaces.
That was
terrific
Holmes.
skill.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
A really good bit of skill there from Holmes. Identified at the start the half-back battle would be absolutely key, and there's no doubt that Briley and McCrone have got the better of Ridyard and Holmes tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
About 8 minutes to go. Carlisle at dummy half. Brad Knowles, one of a trio of Featherstone players with no numbers on their backs. Hock straightens up with the offload, and that was superbly read.
Great intercept. Is it Stanley?
It is. Chase Stanley.
He's had just got off a plane, he's had a decent debut, hasn't he?
Yeah. When did he get here?
Oh, just sat to receiver or an offload off Richard White as well. That's the last thing he needed. He got here earlier in the week.
So he's not had too much time to prepare.
Well, probably
Chase
a couple
Stanley.
of practice sessions, that's all.
McCrone out on the full. Josh McCrone, the skipper. Well, closing stages, about 7 minutes to go. Man of the match, Brian Noble.
Well, he's off the field, but I thought Gareth O'Brien had done enough in the time he was on the field to earn that reward. I think there's been Ashton Sims up front has been awesome. Chase Stanley on his debut, he just got off a plane, has been real good. The defence for the whole Wolfpack team. Briscoe for Featherstone, and Ridyard's tried all night, but I think Gareth O'Brien was the difference between the two teams in relation to scoring points.
Yeah, absolutely. With a chance there, Hardman trying to fathom something on the far side. Newman now, ball goes inside. Great stuff here. And Tyler Papa offloads. Featherstone looking to finish with a flourish, can they? Ball inside for Lockwood. Lockwood straightens up, a little sidestep and stopped just shy of the try line. And a penalty there. I think in back play, one of the Featherstone, it might have been Ridyard, who was wrestled to the ground. Yeah, the referee spotted it as well. I think the penalty count could be nearing 30 in total.
There's been a lot.
Davis stopped just shy. Ridyard with the dummy, long pass out, now's a chance, ball goes out there for Tyler Papa, who'll go into the corner, and Featherstone do get a second try, quick hands, and it's Missy Tyler Papa who gets the try, and the Samoan international
oh, great hands from Ridyard, the architect. He goes on the line, fires a boomer. Tyler Papa diving in at the corner. Harry Newman, he's the tip on for him, and there's a little pass out to him. Boy, he had to work hard to catch it in as well, and it's a tough kick.
8 years he played with the Sheffield Eagles, a real servant, wasn't he, for Sheffield. The conversion.
missed the conversion.
Missed the conversion. The clock has stopped. Ridyard there. He's having a word with the referee. Toronto ambling, should we say, towards the halfway line. The clock has been stopped, so it doesn't make any difference. 24 points to 12 after that try for Missy Taulapapa. Cold evening, but we've been warmed by the standard of rugby league. I have to say, it's been...
And the atmosphere's been good here, hasn't it, as well? The crowd have got into it. Well, they'll come up with a play here. Featherstone will be a short kick, a chip kick or something like that.
Bussey penalised, yet another penalty. In many ways, possibly the most satisfying win of the season.
Well, it's not a win yet.
Come on! Come on!
Right, it's rugby league.
Glass half full, Brian.
With 5 minutes to go.
Glass half full.
There's 2 scores in Featherstone here.
A bit of space on the far side. Good cover tackle. Ryan Briley, but another penalty, this time for a high shot. There's probably been 50 penalties. It feels like it, doesn't it?
Well, that would have been a lot, and a lot of those.
That could have been another one. 12-point ball game with 3 minutes or so to go. Holmes, look past Briscoe. Briscoe, can he go for the corner and get another try? He might go. He has. He has. He's got another try. Well, Brian Noble, soothsayer, has been looking into his crystal ball. It may not be over. It should be, but it may not be. A second try for Luke Briscoe. 17 for the season now for the Rovers winger.
It's Ridyard who finds a boomer again. They go out this left-hand side. Boom! Briscoe there, you ain't going to stop him from there. Great finish. Wallace can't make the play. Big kick this from Ridyard.
8-point ball game! And it isn't enough. Well, I was certainly thinking it was game over, and with about 2.5 minutes to go, well, he slipped, didn't he? That was unfortunate because he had the direction, but the slip made all the difference.
That's why you're a commentator, Stu. You paint the pictures. I've seen too many games of rugby league over the years and ends.
That's why you're the pessimistic coach,
No,
Brian.
that's not true. I understand the merits of Featherstone and their home ground and how much desire they've got.
8-point ball game, 2.5 minutes to go. The rain falling at Post Office Road. Well, I felt it was game over, Brian, anyway.
Not over till the fat lady sings, Stu. Fat man now, being gender neutral. It's not over till the fat man or the thin man or the thin lady.
One day
Somebody's got to sing, I know that.
We will get you to be glass half full. We will. Well, the ref's saying that's all right. Jack Bussey getting tangled up in the tackle. Hock involved. Just over 2 minutes to go. Just reminding you, the clock on the screen isn't stopped at any stage when the referee stops the clock. Well, there is a clock in the stadium which tells us there's about 2 minutes to go. Ridyard, Hardman, Newman on the far side for Featherstone, trying to cause some problems. Toronto scrambling.
Carried the ball where there, I think, Newman.
That's a good take again from Holmes, and chance now for Hardcastle down this near side. This is the last tackle. Is it the last chance for Featherstone?
It's all on the kick.
Holmes, little chip kick over, and that's a good take. Really, really good take.
Some man Whiting again,
Whiting it is, I think, yeah.
Well, he's 6'4", so he has a chance of taking those things.
just about coming into the last minute here at Post Office Road. It's going to be another significant victory for the Toronto Wolfpack in their relentless pursuit of a place in Super League in 2019. And what it means is that Toulouse 1 will play Toronto 2 live in France on Easter Monday afternoon. The top two will clash, Toulouse against Toronto. Macron, well, that came off the boot of Briscoe. It's picked up there by Gareth Hock. Into the last 30 seconds or so here at Post Office Road. It's going to be a first home defeat of the season for Rovers. And it's going to be a massive victory for Toronto. And it's going to be another penalty just to round things off. Got to have been 25 or 30 penalties in this game. Got to have been. But the important stat is that Toronto lead by 24 points to 16. And that's it. That is the final play. And that is a terrific victory for Toronto, who go second in the table. And it will be first against second on Easter Monday. In the end, Richard Whiting's 2 tries against his hometown club proving absolutely crucial. Ryan Briley with 16 points for the Wolfpack. And a man of the match performance from Gareth O'Brien. O'Brien leaving the field with a head injury. But it's job done for the Wolfpack. Could be the most significant win of the season for coach Paul Rowley. The Wolfpack win 24-16.
What you're seeing now is Martin C3. It could have been like this, or that. And Martin could have been like this, like that, or that. But in fact, Martin's like this. We could have made a car, but we made a car for you. Citroen C3 with 36 colour combinations and 11 driving aids. Available to test drive now. Citroen.
Don't miss the cracking Easter mega deals at Curry's PC World. Save £110 on this Beko washing machine. This 8 kilo is just $189. The 9 kilo model is £30 more. Save £110 on this Lenovo tablet with a 10-inch Full HD screen and Dolby speakers. Now only $189. Plus, we have interest-free credit available on hundreds of products. So you can get the tech you really want. Apply online or in-store today. At Curry's PC World will help you get it right.
Here at Enterprise, we have a huge range of cars, vans and luxury models.
So no matter what you confusing Brits do on the weekend, we've got a vehicle for you.
Need to move some stuff?
We're gonna burn this guy in a bonfire and dance around the flames.
Nothing makes sense here.
So whatever vehicle you need, we've got it. It's UK Car Hire.
With US customer service.
Temper dramatically reduces motion transfer, so I can sleep all night without being disturbed and wake up feeling powerful. Temper. This sleep is power.
Mutual Comprehensive Car Insurance, we protect your no-claims discount if you're hit by an uninsured driver. For a real conversation about your insurance, call now.
At Wix, there's 15% off everything this Easter. Ends Monday.
15% off everything? That is a fabulous deal.
She went to every game in the 40s and 50s. Now she's in her 90s. My mum is still a fan, but she gets so excited she can't watch it on TV anymore. Together, we wait to hear the score. There's an annoying little fly going round in circles here.
So he finally sold the house. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Did you use purple bricks?
Why would I? They're just online.
No, they're proper estate agents. Real people. You just don't pay commission.
No commission?
No.
Ah, commisery. The misery you feel when you spent thousands on commission but got nothing more for your money. Save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.co.uk.
Howdy! You want some help?
Are you sure that's the right amount? Fine,
Thank you so much.
Oh, looks good. Still got some money left. Whoa! Ooh-wee. All of it?
All of it.
Most of it. Give it most of it. Try and keep something in Vegas, baby.
That's a drive-out win. Like saving carloads of cash at Confused.com.
I'm at the right address. Oh, listen.
What? Whoa, whoa!
Sorry.
If you can see danger coming, you can stop it. At least 50% of sight loss is avoidable, so regular eye tests really matter. At Specsavers, we can detect a range of health conditions before they become big issues. So seriously, you should go to Specsavers. Book a full eye examination today.
Mom, what's with it? No.
Water, just water.
You wouldn't feed your kids just water, so why starve your plants? Feed them with Miracle Grow to give them the nutrients they need to grow healthier and twice as big. Plants need love and Miracle Grow.
Live British basketball continues on Free Sports.
Shot in the corner for three and scored!
Can the London Lions beat the league-leading Leicester Riders, who are looking for back-to-back playoff titles?
He climbed high, he hung in the air, and finished it. Nice move.
Live BBL, this Sunday on Free Sports. The greatest journey in world sport. The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs, this April on Free Sports.
Welcome back to the Stade Ernest Angelès here in Toulouse. It's first against second in the Betfred Championship. A huge game coming up. And of course, these two teams will meet again in Newcastle on the Magic Weekend in May. But for the here and now, Easter Monday in the southwest of France, welcome to the fourth biggest city in France, Toulouse Olympique, who are bidding to make history by becoming a second French club in Super League. And of course, the Toronto Wolfpack looking for back-to-back promotions and a place in Super League after only 3 years in existence. It promises to be some game, and we've been looking forward to this since Good Friday, haven't we, Brian Noble?
Absolutely. It's everything you want in a matchup. I think both teams will deliver. Clearly, there's the element of 2 games in pretty much 4 days in it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then rocking up again on Monday, which is the tough ask for players, but you've got to get rid of that psyche. You've got to understand that it's there, and it might as well be won, but the tougher job for me feels is for the Wolfpack. You know, they're travelling from the UK and Toulouse here in their home stadium, which they're unbeaten, so they're going to have to knock off an unbeaten run.
Well, Toronto, after winning on Good Friday at Featherstone, they flew out on Saturday morning, so you've had a couple of decent days preparation, the Wolfpack.
Well, just for our viewers, the Saturday's all about recovering and making sure that you get over your bumps and bruises. Sunday, you get your heads right and you have a bit of a team run, and then you rock up Monday. There's very little else you can do. So whilst they've been together, there's very little action taking place.
OK, well, let's confirm the two sides for you here. Olympic and Toulouse, first of all. They've got some experience in there as well. Corella, the fullback, in Australian. Ford and Robart, a very dangerous half-back partnership. And, of course, Plamas, the one-club man in the centres. Sebastien Planas, the club captain here in Toulouse. And the forwards, again, lots of experience. Sam Rapira and Con Mika, those who know all about Super League will be very familiar with. On the bench, Eddie Pettiborn and Tyler Heppy, who's the son of the former Kiwi international Brad Heppy. And as for the Wolfpack, without 10 players today, QLT in at fullback, Gareth O'Brien is out, Nick Rawsthorne comes into the centre, Chase Stanley is rested, as is Josh McCrone, so Blake Wallace will partner Ryan Briley in the halves. It's a big-looking pack. It's two big-looking sets of forwards. Buchanan into the starting lineup. Bussey and Whiting will be very influential as well. And confirming on the bench, Josh McCrone along with Mautua, Sidlow and Ashton Sims. So we're just about ready for the right to be clear leaders of the championship at the end of Easter weekend. The Wolfpack in Canada Red here in Toulouse. Real test. The biggest test of the season. We described it at Featherstone on Friday. Well, this is even bigger. Hostile crowd. It's a cracking atmosphere. Crowd right on the players, very close to the arena. The referee, Jack Smith, will have his hands full today, without a shadow of a doubt. Toulouse opted not to play in the Challenge Cup this year, as is their right. I'm not sure that was the right decision, but they think it is, because all that matters to them is finishing in the top four in the Super 8 and winning promotion to Super League. At the moment, the Catalan Dragons are struggling in Super League, but Toulouse are thriving in the Championship. And the Wolfpack continue on their travels from West Yorkshire to southwest France over the Easter weekend. And we're underway here in Toulouse. And this is going to be a fast, furious and ferocious 80 minutes, Brian.
Yeah, we're hoping so. Big blokes will get stuck into each other. Certainly early on. Early shift there from this Toulouse team. They're shaped up, they're spread out across the field, and they'll probably play that way. There's the boy Mika. Been very impressive from the start of this year.
Con Mika, Super League aficionados will know there were 50 games for Hull Kingston Rovers. We've got the crowd, we've got the atmosphere, we've got the weather, we've got the band. I'm sure we're going to have the game as well. On the last then, an opening solid set for Toulouse Olympique, and the high hanging kick there from Ford goes over QLT, and that will bounce once, twice and three times and out, so it'll be a tap back on the 20 with 7 tackles in the bag, of course, because the ball went dead behind the post, so they get an extra tackle here, the Wolfpack. The tap will be made by Ambiakas, and the band, I'm told, keep going throughout, so a bit of music to add, Brian.
My feet are tapping along with it. I want my feet to tap at the quality of the rugby today. Toronto's first goal with the ball on the back of a Jonathan Ford kick. For our viewers at home, Jonathan Ford will be the go-to player for this Toulouse team. The big tall Australian, loves to control things, loves to kick things. But he's got a definite quality ensemble around him.
Yeah, Jonathan Ford, born in Toronto, New South Wales, that is, in Australia. I've been doing my research, Brian.
Well done.
Here comes Whiting for the Wolfpack on the far side, and the band stopped. All very disappointing.
They might stop every time Toronto have the ball.
Kick downfield by Briley. That may well have come off a Toulouse
Certainly
hand.
did.
Yeah, which is
Came
why
off the left winger.
Which is why Marcon had to run back there. But yeah, they've lost only one match, Toulouse, so far this season. That was away at Featherstone, but they are very, very good here at the Stade Ernest Angelet. 4 out of 4 and 188 points they've scored. They like to play the game with ball in hand. They like to play it wide and have a go. Toronto's defence was tested on Good Friday. Well, the referee was saying already called hell there.
Yeah, just an expression of how they want to go there. Is it Bentley with the offload, was it?
To Marianne. Here is Con Mika. Two very physical sides as well, but both very skillful. The board will go back to Ford again, who launches a high, testing, hanging kick, and well, in the end, it was just about dealt with, wasn't it?
Moved late on Pownall, didn't it?
Yeah.
He had it every day of the week, and then the ball moved late, so he got his foot to it and controlled it that way.
He kept his cool though, didn't he?
Did keep his cool, because there's plenty of blue shirts in the frame.
As Brian was saying, 10 of the Wolfpack squad not available for today. How much of a blow the absence of Gareth O'Brien will be, we'll have to wait and see.
There's the kick. There's what happens to Pownall. Moving and moving. Traps it in the end.
On halfway, early stages of this game, Hopkins for the Wolfpack. On the last, they go to the right-hand side, and Bradley it is, taking a little kick over the top. And the fullback Corella will just let that go. So it'll be a scrum now 10 yards from the Toulouse line, with the home side to have the head and feet. Very experienced, the fullback Mark Corella, 28-year-old Australian. He is a French international. He has
well, he certainly adds to their back line. He hovers around Jonathan Ford on his inside shoulder and outside shoulder, looking for an opportunity. They're pretty much off the cuff sometimes, this Toulouse team, but exciting in many respects and enthusiastic, so that's the minimum you have to do. You have to meet their enthusiasm.
Toulouse 14 points, Toronto 13 points. Brian and I were saying, I mean, it's a really, really encouraging story for the sport of rugby league, with the fact that the first penalty goes against Ackers there for holding on in the tackle on his opposite number, Marianne. But for Toulouse and Toronto to be the top two in the championship, it's a heartwarming story. Augurs well for the future.
They adjudicated that Andy Ackers was too long in the ruck there, and a penalty. Discipline for the teams will be on the top of the coach's priority.
Marianne at dummy half. Here is Bentley. And they go to Ford on the left-hand side. That's a little kick through early in the tackle count. Pressure on QLT. Well, Brian said that everything that Toulouse do will, in the main, come through Jonathan Ford. Not sure that was the right option on that occasion, but QLT was across and read it well.
Well, you have to be very alert in the backfield. Play 2, play 3 kicks. Any surprise plays Toulouse come up with, they're allowed to play, they're allowed to do their own thing, and that presents its own challenge to the defensive team.
Liam Kay with his first run, the Wolfpack top try scorer. QLT getting involved as well. On the last, the Wolfpack elected to run it on that far side. Quick hands, and it goes out to Pownall. Pownall will cut inside, has got nowhere to go, and it comes to Whiting in the end, who gets the kick away. And it was a high hanging tumbler, wasn't it?
Spiraler, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was well taken by Morel. So a solid start from both.
Well, enterprising play from both as well. Running on the last play.
Yeah, Robert trying to set Corella through. Quick play the ball. And a bit more encouraging here for the home side. Con Mika to Marcon. Brought down 10 metres inside the Wolfpack half of the field.
Be mentally on your game if you're a Toronto player here.
Well, I think that was a knock
Drop
on.
It was.
It was. Not the best to
Dropped
play
it
the
cold
balls from Kane.
Was Kane, yeah. Let's have a look in the ruck there, yeah. Jumping up. Is there an arm in there? Nope. He drops it cold.
Yeah, Toulouse playing here at the Stade Ernest Argelet. Their old ground has been renovated. Stade Arnouet. A €10 million facelift, would you believe? They will move back in to their old stadium in October next year, but they're very passionate about their rugby league in these parts, aren't they?
Yeah, rugby in general, I have to say. There are some Toulouse not down further down the road, the other code, but they certainly get behind their rugby teams, and evident here today.
Yeah, big sporting town. Of course, Toulouse in the top division in the French Football League as well. There is Pownell for the Wolfpack. Ackers finds Emmett on the charge. We say it's the biggest test for Toronto. It's also the biggest test for Toulouse this season, without a doubt. And the penalty is awarded interference at the play the ball. Buchanan not allowed to get up and play the ball. Let's have a look. Sam Rapira.
Pushed him down, hasn't he? That's what the referee's adjudicated there. So penalty apiece now. For indiscretions at the ruck.
No thought of 2 points either. Would have been well within the kicking range of Ryan Briley, but instead they go for tuck. The first real opportunity here for the Wolfpack with ball in hand, close to the Toulouse line. Emmett with the drive. They come to the left with Buchanan, straightens up, looks for a way through. This will be the perfect start if the Wolfpack can get over the whitewash here. Wallace goes on his own.